everybody, it's Chris Eads, and online is Wootini here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. This week, I went to the movies. The big new release this week was The Fall Guy, but I did not really have any interest in seeing that. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it would be thoroughly entertaining if I sat and watched it, but I decided that I was going to go in a completely opposite direction. So instead, I went and saw The TV Glow, which is a weird little indie horror movie kind of thing. It's hard to put it in a category. The basic premise is these two teenagers bond over their shared love for a young adult TV series called The Pink Opaque, which is basically like a Buffy kind of show. In fact, there's some clips where they use like the same font for the credits, which is great. And then they bond over the show, but then things get weird and reality and the show kind of blend, and it gets very strange and bizarre. And initially, like, I was with it up until the end, where I felt like it was very abrupt and unsatisfying. But after sitting with it for a bit, I was like, no, it works. That's the ending it should be, because it's not the ending that you might have wanted, but it's the ending that you get, because that's what it should be. So I had to be like, okay. And then I liked it a little more. It's hard to recommend. Visually, it's stunning. Like, the shots are just beautifully composed and lit, and the soundtrack is this terrific soundtrack full of like brand new songs, like indie rock and whatever, and it's really, really good. The acting is really good. I have a big crush on Justice Smith. I know he's too young for me, but whatever. He's really good in this. But like, it's very weird. Like, it gets very surreal and very weird, and then somehow it manages to get even weirder and even more surreal, and it just escalates to the point of like insanity. So it's hard to recommend. If you like David Lynch, this is that kind of thing where it's just very surreal and weird, and logic doesn't really apply, and you just sort of have to like feel it. If you like David Lynch, then you might like this movie. This might be right up your alley. Otherwise, no, this is not going to be your thing. And you're just going to be like, what am I even looking at? What is even happening? I don't get it. This is weird. So yeah, hard to recommend. It's for a very specific kind of audience. But if you think this is the kind of thing you'd like, you're probably going to like it. I also, this past week, took a day and put together another one of my Lego Animal Crossing sets. It's the final. I have one set left. I did Rosie's house, and that was fine. That took a good time, because it's 2 buildings this time. This is like the biggest set. I did Rosie's house. Next is Tom Nook's house, and I'll do that eventually. I'm trying to spread it out. I don't want to do them all in one day, and then they're done. But they're also coming out with more. In August, they're coming out with the town hall and the airport. And the town hall, of course, is coming with the minifig that everybody wants, which is KK Slider, everybody's favorite. But I don't know where I'm going to put all these, but I have to have them. I do not have to buy every single Animal Crossing merchandise, though. I will say that. I do have a line that I won't cross. Because I saw online, they're like, oh, look at this new Isabelle statue. It's this PVC statue. And I was like, oh, that's adorable. And I'm looking at it, and they're like, oh, it's, it's all crafted, and it's got like a sound chip in it and everything. And I'm like, I clicked through the website just to see how much they were charging for it. And my guesstimation was about $100. And it was. And I'm just like, dude, no. I am not paying $100 for a statue of Isabelle. Not happening. So I do have a limit as far as buying Animal Crossing merch, just so you know. As for games, all right, I have a lot to talk about. First, I just want to mention I have been playing some Immortals of Aveum. I'm still enjoying it, although the difficulty level does tend to spike here and there. Weirdly, like suddenly it's fine, and then suddenly it gets like really, really difficult, and then suddenly it's fine again, and I'm just like, So I do worry that there will come a point where it's just going to get so difficult that I'm not going to be able to get through a certain level, and then I'm just going to have to give up. But that's fine because it was PlayStation Plus, so it was just included, so it's like whatever, I'm not paying anything extra for it, it's fine. Just like this month in May, they're offering Tunic, which I have heard good things about. But then I also feel like I heard that it gets really difficult. So again, it's a game that I will try and play, and if I can finish it, great. But if I get to a point where it just gets frustrating and annoying, I don't mind turning it off because it was just part of PlayStation Plus. So I'm like, it's fine. It's part of my subscription. Also, I have been playing some Disney Dreamlight Valley this week because more than usual, because there was another free update and they added Daisy Duck. And she comes with a boutique, which is a whole other thing. And they started a new star path that I'm trying to complete. So, I'll talk about Immortals and Disney next episode when I have more time to talk about them, because I really want to get to what my main focus this week is. In this episode, I wanted to talk about how I did not finish Super Mario RPG. As you might recall from previous episodes, my goal was to finish Super Mario RPG so that I could start Endless Ocean Luminous. However, even though I was close to the end, I still am close to the end because I didn't actually end it yet, there was a lot more to do in Super Mario RPG than I had thought. Last episode, I was complaining that I was stuck on the 6 doors, which was not cool. I did not enjoy them. You had to do 4 of the 6 in order to progress in the game. And 2 of them were battles. Perfectly fine. I did both battle ones, no problem. 2 of them were platforming ones. I tried one, I got to the last part, couldn't do the Donkey Kong stuff, kept getting hit by the barrels, and gave up. I tried the other one to see if it was any easier. It was harder. I could barely get past the first one, and I died a bunch of times on the second one, and that was the end of it. And I was like, never mind. So I thought, well, I'll just do the 2 battles and the 2 quizzes. The 2 quizzes, no. One is brain teasers, and I was like, no. And then there was the other one that was somewhat more doable was you do a quiz, and there were I don't even know how many questions, maybe 30 questions or something. And it was multiple choice, but some of them I knew the answers to, but then other ones I was just guessing. But it kept going and going. You had to get 8 right or something, and to get to the next section. And I just did that puzzle section I don't even know. I lost count 50 times more. I don't even know anymore. It was horrible. I just kept doing it, and it just wouldn't stop, and it was really awful. And was like, do you need an explanation? And I'm just like, no, I know the rules. Because I keep failing because I don't know the answers. But eventually the repetition of the questions, I remembered the correct answers and I was able to get through it. And then I did the counting section. That was a little tricky. I failed that once, and then I had to do the quiz a bunch more times before I could get to that. Then I did it more carefully and I got through it. And I got to the end, and the final quiz was which of these 4 won this marathon race, the triathlon or whatever, and I was just like, no. I am not failing this and having to do the whole thing again, because it's random every time, and you take your chances. I said, I'm going to cheat, and they couldn't tell you the answer because it is randomized every time, but they're like, the character that says this is the one that won. So I was like, great. But then it wanted 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place in order, and I had to I was carefully trying to pick them from my memory of what they'd said. I was like, you said this, you said that, okay. And I got through it. And I did actually manage I did manage the Donkey Kong section, so I did the action. So I did 2 battle, an action, and a quiz. And I managed to get past those 6 fucking doors. Then it basically became battle after battle after battle. It was just boss battles. Well, mini boss battles, and a boss battle, and then more mini boss battles. And then you end up in you fight what you think might be the boss, but then it just shunts you to this other dimension, and then you have to fight through the factory with a bunch more mini bosses, and platforming, by the way, which sucked, and I hated it. The platforming is garbage. I don't like platforming. I suck at it. I played this game because it said RPG on it, and I thought it would be Super Mario RPG, but it's Super Mario RPG with a little platforming because it's Mario. And I'm just like, F that. So, that's not cool. false advertising. I do feel like I am at the very, 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 I mean, I've done so many mini boss battles, and I feel like I'm at, not the boss battle, but I'm at like the battle that comes before the boss battle, which will then have like, 2 to 3 sections to it, as they always do. But I did not feel the need to race to finish Super Mario RPG last week because before Endless Ocean Luminous was released, the reviews came out. There were no previews to tell me more about the game, so I said, I'll just read the reviews. They were not good. No, they were not good. Basically, it confirmed my worst fears that the randomness of everything, like doing a random dive and it just sort of randomly creates an underwater area for you to explore, sometimes they're really boring, Because I know from No Man's Sky, random can be boring. You want a handcrafted environment to explore. It's much more interesting. But also, progressing through the game can be difficult and tricky because you do a dive, the environment and the fish in it are randomized. So you might not get the fish that you're looking for. One review said, I found that when I would start a new dive, I would get the fish that I didn't already have. And another review was like, when I do a dive, I just get random fish and I'd have to do like 3 or 4 dives before I would find the fish I was looking for. And like the progression through the story and unlocking everything, it's like, okay, scan 500 fish. That's a lot. And then the next one, it's like, scan 1,000 fish. I'm like, Jesus. And then it's like, scan 3,000 fish. It's like, what? Plus, there's this like mystery board with these 99 spaces that you have to check off, but it doesn't tell you what you need to do to check each space off. You just sort of randomly stumble across it, which makes no sense. What? How is this fun? What? So it feels to me that it's the kind of game where you get it and you just explore underwater, soothing environments, and it's fun and soothing, and you don't worry about it. And then if you happen to unlock things, great. But if you try to play it to unlock things, you're just going to get frustrated and annoyed, and it won't be fun or soothing. It'll just be stressful and irritating. So I decided, okay, this does not, it sounds like I could maybe enjoy the game, but not for $50. This is something I'm going to wait to come down in price and get it for like $30, preferably $20. We'll see what happens. Because somebody on Twitter tweeted at me and was like, because I had been tweeting about it, and somebody was like, yeah, no, I got it. Do not get this game. This is not any fun. It's not what it should be. The other games were so much better, and they fucked it up this time around for some reason, and I don't know why. And I was just like, yeah, I was thinking I might get it on sale. And then they were like, don't even get it on sale, because it's like, it's not even worth it on sale. So I'm just like, well, maybe if it's free. But they don't do that. That's not a Nintendo thing. That's a Sony thing. So, yeah, so I do not think I will be getting Endless Ocean at all. If I do, it's not going to be for quite some time, and when it's like stupid cheap. Since there is a physical copy, I'm wondering if maybe I could get it at like a GameStop or a Best Buy or an Amazon, like for $20, in a few months when they're like, oh, nobody wants to buy this game, discount. Because I feel like I could get $20 worth out of it, but not 50. That's just stupid. So it ended up not being a problem. I didn't have to finish Super Mario RPG. I still want to finish Super Mario RPG, but now there's no rush, and I can play other things like Disney and Immortals and whatever. So come back next episode, because I do want to talk about Immortals of Aveum, and I would like to talk about the new Disney Star Path and all that sort of thing. But we'll do that next episode, and I'll talk about whatever else. All right? Oh, Eurovision, because Eurovision's coming up, so I'll have Eurovision to talk about too. So, yay! Bye!